Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the parking lot review. New day, new recording studio, you could say, with a little bit of adverse conditions. But Mike, we're here, the coaching staff is here, the players are here, and we're going to try to play a playoff game tonight.
Playoff game tonight against the Bourne Braves. We're over here in the corner of the McKean Park parking lot. That's a tongue twister right there. We got people cutting down trees. We have rain. We have just a lot of circumstances that are putting us here in this spot. Hopefully it's good luck. Again, playoffs tonight, win or go home. Wild card matchup. The 1 seed Hyannis taking on the 4 seed Bourne. Should be a great game. We've seen a lot of great games between these two teams so far this season, so I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, Mike, in a one-game wild card playoff format, the players are going to face a lot of adversity. I think it's only fair we face a little adversity pre-game with our segment in the parking lot review. That's all right. We're going to make do. Like you mentioned, the Harbor Hawks, 1 seed with a 24-14-2 record, going against the Bourne Braves with a 21-16-3 record, making them the 4 seed, giving them the Hyannis home field advantage, which is so huge, Mike. The team is 16-3 at home this season.
Yeah, definitely has been the biggest part of this season, has been the home field advantage that Hyannis has had so far. Not really as much struggles on the road as of late, but definitely still super strong on at home here at McKean Park. So definitely looking for them to take home another win. Tonight's a little bit interesting, obviously, with the circumstances of the rain, the weather. This game got moved earlier into the evening, 5:45 first pitch. So if this is news to you, 15 minutes earlier tonight because the rain might be coming a little bit later on tonight, maybe around 8 o'clock. So they're trying to get the game in before the rain starts to come. So that'll maybe, hopefully not create too many problems with preparation. The players are all here, ready to go, though, early on. Everybody seems locked in, ready to play this game. So we just got dumped on about a few minutes ago. A little bit more rain, but hopefully that's it for the time being, knock on wood. Hopefully it comes back later on tonight, if at all. So looks like we'll get this one in. Definitely home field advantage is going to be huge, though. Hopefully the Hyannis faithful still shows up tonight, even despite, the rainy circumstances.
Mike, home field advantage will be huge, especially considering we don't have a record advantage on the Bourne Braves in head-to-head matchups. 0-3-2 against Bourne so far this season, Mike. They're a team that's had our number. The past 2 years, for those of you who don't know, the Bourne Braves have won the Cape Cod Baseball League in 2022 and in 2023. Each year, they've went through Hyannis in the postseason to do so. Hyannis is looking to rewrite history in the 2024 postseason and be the team that knocks out Bourne Braves on our way to a championship.
It could be huge. Obviously, you talked about it, 0-3-2 so far against the Braves. So the Braves really have been very successful. And even in those two ties, it looked like the Braves might have had a chance to win those games, unable to come away with the win in both circumstances. But you mentioned it last year and the year before, but last year especially, Hyannis not able to beat Bourne in the playoffs, but won the first game. Did get a win in that first game last year, but it was a series, a 3-game series, lost the second 2 game. Tonight, this year, rules changed. 1 game, win or go home. If Hyannis can come out with a win tonight, that gets them into the next round to take on either Katuitt or Wareham in a 3-game series. So you can buy yourself a few extra days, buy yourself, a game that you can maybe have not your best stuff going. And so definitely a huge game tonight. If they can get this win, like they got the opening win last year, you beat Bourne. You don't have to worry about them anymore. This is honestly, I hate to say this could be basically the hardest opponent of the season or of the playoffs for the Harbor Hawks. This is the team that they haven't beat. There's only one team in the Cape Cod Baseball League the Harbor Hawks have not beat so far, and it's the Bourne Braves. Get them in the first round. Obviously, that's how the cookie crumbles. You got to work through adversity. You're going to have to face them at some point. Here it is, first round, win or go home. Got to come away with a win.
You mentioned it could be the toughest opponent we'll face if we go on a long postseason run. We got them tonight. Nothing you can do about it but go and face them. And unfortunately for Hyannis, the Bourne Braves are also hot. Both of these two teams hot in the month of August. Hyannis 3-0-1 record, while Bourne is 4-0-1 in the month of August. 2 hot teams going at it tonight. And Mike, it's a 1-game playoff. For the regular season, you take that 40-game record, and it doesn't really matter. You got to put it in the rearview mirror. However, talk to me about Hyannis' last game of the season. 7-1 victory over YD. In a battle of 2 teams would already clinch their postseason spots.
Yeah, we talked about it in the preview yesterday. That game, or 2 days ago, sorry. That game didn't necessarily matter for any seeding, any standings for either of those teams. So we saw some interesting arms go out there, maybe. But Hyannis comes away with a win, continues their momentum, stays hot. You saw the 2 Tennessee boys, Dalton Bargo and Cannon Peebles, both hit back-to-back home runs. That was awesome. You were on the call for both of those. If if you didn't watch the broadcast, what are you doing? That coach got on some play-by-play. I got on some color with you. It's a great time. But anyways, great game for the team to continue momentum, only surrendering 1 run and scoring 7. Definitely something you're looking for to continue in tonight's game. That would be great. Obviously, a 7-1 victory against Bourne. But definitely, an interesting game. Not really trying their hardest necessarily. I mean, everybody's trying. Everybody's still playing in front of scouts, trying to put on the best show that they can and obviously continue their momentum. So definitely a good game. Can't really complain. Obviously, it didn't really mean anything, but still a good game. You're going to win.
Yeah, Mike, the important thing I think worth noting in that matchup, we used 6 pitchers to get through that game. Some arms that you didn't expect to pitch in a quote-unquote meaningless game, like All-Star Casey Hintz, Dominic Carbone, and Cade Brown. However, those pitchers only went 1 inning each. So they hadn't pitched in a few days, threw them 1 inning 2 days ago, and per my understanding, are all available and ready to pitch tonight if needed. So the smart strategy by the front office and coaching staff in order to get outs, because you need to get 27 outs regardless, but still keep your guys fresh heading into a very important postseason game. With that being said, Mike, touch on Bourne's last matchup for me.
Well, really quick before we move on, I just want to mention it is good to get them some confidence too. Obviously, most of those guys you just mentioned, Carbone, Hintz, and Cade Brown, have all been great as of late, but to continue that confidence, going out there not surrendering any runs, definitely bodes well for the pitching staff. But you mentioned it last night, Bourne, a game that was meaningful to them in the sense that they could have possibly got the 3 seed if some other circumstances happened. But they come away with an 11-5 win. We're trying their hardest to win that game. John Schroeder, 2 for 3, 6 RBIs last night for Bourne. Safe to say he did well. So definitely Bourne looking like they're pretty hot. You mentioned it. They're definitely still in this Cape Cod Baseball League playoff hunt for a reason. You mentioned it last year, coming away with a win in the championship the year before. They were the 4 seed. So definitely not a team to mess with. Come away with a win last night or 2 nights ago against Patuit, continuing momentum as well for them. So definitely should be an interesting one tonight to see if the 2 teams can also bounce off their wins and show that they have the same type of gameplay going again in the playoffs tonight.
Mike, I'm going to go right out and say it's going to be hard for a player on either side of the mound to get either side of the batting box, to get 6 RBIs tonight. If we're looking at a battle of aces, Mike, wild card format, 1 game, win or go home. Each team is throwing their best guy. You guys should know by now who our best guy is. Mike, talk about Aaron Savory.
Aaron Savory, we've talked about him so many times because he's pitched so many times. The 6'3" right-handed pitcher out of Iowa has been lights out every single outing. He was named the All-Star starter for the Western Division in the Cape Cod Baseball League this summer, and that's to no surprise to anyone when you look at his numbers. Honestly, you can't probably find any better numbers. Maybe on the East, but in the West, this is your best guy right here. 25 1/3 innings pitched, 1.42 ERA, 32 strikeouts, 20 walks over 7 appearances, and 4 starts. We mentioned it every time we talked about it. He started out as a bullpen guy coming in kind of out of relief of Joseph Chirwa. Really settled in, got 4 starts under his belt now, has really been successful in all 4 of those, and just continued to have success day in and day out. Really has not slowed down since getting here on Cape. So definitely that's the guy you're happy to have him in this game. Obviously, he gives you a great chance to come away with a win. Hasn't pitched against Bourne. We'll see if he's able to come away with a win against this lineup, who obviously, can hit. They can score runs at a high level. But Aaron Savory, definitely, if you're looking for a guy out of this Harbor Hawks pitching staff and you want to be pitching in a big game like tonight, Aaron Savory is your guy 100%.
Aaron Savory, without a doubt, is your guy. Man that's been with this team since day 1 of the 2024 Cape Cod Baseball League season. Like you said, Mike, no bad outing for him. That's why he has that 1.42 ERA still at this point in the season. And on the other side of the mound, Mike, starting for the Bourne Braves, another player with phenomenal stats, but less innings pitched. Talking about the Bourne starter.
Ethan McElvain, 6'4" left-handed pitcher out of Vanderbilt, 25 innings pitched, 3.24 ERA at school, 29 strikeouts and 15 walks. Now on Cape, though, he's been even better than that. 11 2/3 innings pitched, under a 1 ERA, 0.77 ERA. 15 strikeouts, 5 walks on Cape. Only has allowed 1 earned run so far on Cape. His last outing was on July 26th, an 8-1 win over Patuit. There's 4 innings, allowing 5 hits. Struck out 6, though, without allowing a run. So definitely a guy that can work through base runners. We've seen guys like the Harbor Hawks do that really well. Allow some walks, allow some hits here and there, but no runs. That's all you really can ask for. So definitely Ethan McElvain, probably Bourne's best guy. You mentioned he doesn't have the same amount of experience, not the same amount of innings as Aaron Savory, but in what he has had in his 11 2/3 innings, he's been lights out. So definitely two great pitchers tonight. Should be a really interesting matchup. Hopefully both of them can go deep in the game for their respective teams. Obviously, we don't really hope that Ethan McElvain has a great game, but both teams are hoping that their starters can get them deep into the game, save the bullpen, because you know, we win tonight or Bourne wins tonight, you got a game tomorrow. It's not, you don't get days off in the Cape Cod Baseball League very often. In the playoffs, you don't get any. So obviously, these guys are going to come out with their best stuff. They know they're pitching in this big game, win or go home. Only time will tell what happens, but I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, Mike, McElvain is going to be a very interesting case because you mentioned that superb low ERA, 0.77, only allowing 1 earned run on Cape. Absolutely phenomenal, but in that smaller sample size. And a guy like Aaron Savory, who's pitched 7 times, including 4 starts so far this summer. Aaron Savory, though, also a hot player heading into this start. His last game was against the Commodores, Mike. July 30th, 5-2 victory. He went 4 innings pitched with 6 strikeouts. Had some base runners, but got through it unscathed. We trust Sav on the mound tonight, or trust McElvain. Only time will tell who's going to come out on top there, Mike.
Should be a really great matchup. Honestly, 2 of the best pitchers in the Cape Cod Baseball League facing off tonight. If you look around the Cape Cod Baseball League, I think this is your best matchup of the first round. I think Bourne and Hyannis, 2 great pitching staffs, 2 great lineups as well, hitting-wise. So definitely should be an interesting game. Can't wait.
That being said, Mike, let's move on to a fan favorite segment, my personal favorite segment. Player of the game picks. It's a crucial game. Hyannis doesn't get the victory. The season will end today. Winning the Western regular season effectively will not have mattered, unfortunately to say. There's time for some players to shine through to avoid that. Get rid of that scenario. Hit that victory in advance. Start a playoff run. Mike, who do the Harbor Hawks need to shine tonight so we can get that elusive victory against Bourne in the postseason?
Obviously, a huge game tonight. We've been through a long season, 40 games of this regular season for the Cape Cod Baseball League. There's been a couple guys that have stayed here throughout all 40 games. I'm going to pick one of those guys, Michael Detallo, the first baseman, third baseman, hybrid, whatever you want to call him, from Dallas Baptist, has been unbelievable. He's been maybe the best hitter, arguably, in the Harbor Hawks lineup day in and day out. He's leading the team in RBIs, I know for sure. Having a great season, made the All-Star team for a reason. Unbelievable player. I look for him to continue to have success tonight. Obviously, the lights are going to be bright tonight. This is going to be a big game. Everybody knows that. This is win or go home. This is against maybe your biggest rival of the season. Obviously, Katuitt, that's that Barnesville rivalry, but Bourne's had our number this year. So I like Michael Detallo to come in fired up, hopefully come away with a big performance tonight, leading his team to a victory.
I love that pick, Mike, and I'm going to follow suit with a very similar pick. Another guy who's been here since day one, a man that you can argue is the most valuable player to this Harbor Hawks team. It's going to be Kane Kepley, Mike. Hyannis runs on Kane Kepley. If Hyannis is going to win this game tonight, Kane Kepley is going to have something to say about it. 38 walks in 38 games this year, a monster getting on base, 449 on base percentage this season, the 244 batting average. Phenomenal player, has 3 homers as well. Gets it done in the outfield. You can't win this game tonight, Mike, without a great performance from Kane Kepley. He is the heart and soul of this team. The team runs on him. They run behind him. And if you want to go out and beat Bourne for the first time in 2024, you're going to need Kane Kepley near the top of that lineup to get something going offensively, defensively, and be a spark plug for a big Hyannis victory tonight.
100%. Those 2 guys, Kane Kepley and Michael Detallo, have been leaders for this team throughout the entire course of the season. So definitely 2 of them need to have a big game tonight. Inspire the rest of the lineup to really produce as well. They've been doing it, but you got to look at tonight as a whole new ball game. Obviously, regular season's over. None of those stats matter anymore. Who's going to come up big in the big moment? I love those 2 picks. I think the 2 of them should be fit for a big game. We have a sun coming out now. That's inspiring me. Inspiring me as well for a good Harbor Hawks game to be played tonight here at McKeon Park. I'm amped. Playoffs. Want to go home. I love it.
Great pick, Mike. Now, final segment. Score prediction, Mike. Wild card game. What will the final score be in just a few short hours?
Obviously, it's going to be a tight game. These 2 teams play each other well every time we've seen them, especially later on in the season. We've seen a couple ties. These teams are going to play each other close. We got two great pitchers on the mound as well. I think it's going to be a 2-run game, though. Not a 1-run game, but a 2-run game. I think Hyannis comes out on top 6-4. Very, very middle of the road scoring. I think both starters will have pretty good outings, allow some runs maybe early on. Then the bullpens are going to come in as well. Pretty solid games. But overall, I think these lineups are both built to score runs however they do fit, or however they so choose. Harbor Hawks, small ball, whatever you need, manufacture runs. I think 6 runs for the Harbor Hawks. I think 4 for the Bourne Braves. I'd love to see the Harbor Hawks play again tomorrow. Don't want the summer to be over. It's been so fast. Everything's flown by. 40 games just like that. We can't have it be 41. We need at least 43. Hopefully more than that. But I love the Harbor Hawks come away with a win tonight. A very close game in a battle in the Western Division. Like I said, I think it's going to be the best game of the night tonight across the Cape Cod Baseball League. I am sticking out on top.
I think I'm with you there, Mike, on this being the best game of the slate of wild card games throughout the league. And Mike, for the very first time with this segment, we're going to pick a nearly identical score in the score prediction. I think very similar to you. I think it's going to be a game that features multiple lead changes and a few ties within. And it's going to end in a 6-5 Harbor Hawks victory, 1-run game. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the entire matchup. My Apple Watch is probably going to let me know that my heart rate's a bit too high throughout the game. That's all right. Big 6-5 victory for the Harbor Hawks. Not done yet, Mike. We got that first seed for a reason. These guys want to go out and win a championship.
100%. This team has the capability to win this championship. Only time will tell how it plays out, but definitely it'll be a letdown if they don't get out of this first round. You're looking for them to get out of here, at least make it to the second round, but really it's win or go home. You know, it's go big or go home. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. 40 games, all comes down to now. This is the time to show up, time to come up big for Hyannis, for the Harbor Hawks. I couldn't explain how excited I am for tonight's game.
I'm right there with you, Mike. Fans at home, thank you so much for watching, as you have all season long. Mike, thanks for being by my side all season long. Once again, as a reminder, if you don't know, the first pitch of this game will now be at 5:45, not the normal 6 o'clock first pitch. You're used to right here at McKean Park. Come down to the ballpark and watch this game live. Say hi to Mike and I, and if you can, it's just right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Be a great live stream for you guys, covering the entire action, or over on Cape League TV on Huddle with the same stream. Guys, thank you so much once again. Only one thing left to say, Mike. Go Hawks!